Joining us now is Alex Stein, comedian and host of Prime Time with Alex Stein. Alex, it's great to see you. It is just wild to see how much time Jake Tapper has been spending promoting his book, which is essentially old news. And he needs a new angle to make it interesting. So it's, oh, I'm a polite guy, which is why I didn't tell you the truth. And also Donald Trump could be hiding a health issue from all of us. I mean, what do you make of this?
Well, I mean, how dishonest was he for the past 4 years, and now we want to trust him? So, I mean, it's ridiculous that he's on some sort of credibility tour when he has no credibility whatsoever. And, you know, let's be honest, like, you look at the mainstream media, when I consider CNN and MSNBC, they should be so happy right now that Donald Trump is in office because they don't have to defend a walking corpse as a president. So they should be really celebrating this presidency. But, of course, now they're trying to go back and change history and kind of write a different story that wasn't the case at the time when they were in office. And they didn't call out any of Joe Biden's, cognitive disabilities.
And we have the receipts. Well, former US Vice President Kamala Harris has visited Australia. She was a headline speaker at the Australasian Real Estate Conference on the Gold Coast, where she was reportedly paid $500,000 to essentially chuckle on stage and make jokes about being unemployed.
As I said, I think your best work is ahead of you for sure, 100%. I am unemployed right now. No one must speak truth.
Oh, she's a comedian. Kamala Harris was introduced on stage as one of the most successful women in history. And as we heard in that clip, her best work is ahead of her. I mean, do you agree with that?
Well, you know, she can't do any worse than spending $1 billion on her presidential campaign and somehow ending up $100 million in debt. And good for her going to, the Gold Coast. But let's be real. I just checked Grok. I had to fact check it. She didn't go to Australia once while she was vice president. So now she goes over there. I wonder why. I wonder why she's over there. Oh, I know why she's over there. She's there for the money. So Kamala Harris is not having very good job prospects or many offers here in America that are that great. So, you know, what is she going to do? She's going to go to Australia. So good for her for going over there. But, you know, it's a little less important when she's not the vice president anymore.
Yeah, and speaking at a real estate conference when she knows nothing about real estate, getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars and then laughing about being unemployed. I mean, that is Kamala Harris. It appears, though, that Democrats want Jasmine Crockett to lead the Democratic Party. Let's take a listen to this.
Jasmine is frankly the type of leader that we're really looking to support in some senses, right? Somebody who is out there that frankly doesn't give a damn what the other side, at least the elected Republicans in Congress say what they believe in. And at least, you know, even if you don't agree with her, you know what she stands for. Yeah. Because she makes it very clear. And people are really craving that right now. They don't want more politicians that say talking points that it doesn't even feel like they believe, or you don't even really know what they mean. They want somebody who's out there that says what they believe and doesn't care what somebody else thinks about it. They want that authenticity.
And in case we forgot how brilliant Jasmine Crockett is, here she is earlier in the year claiming that it's not a crime to enter the US illegally.
It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal. It's a crime. It's not a crime, which is why they're so frustrated, because they really want our local law enforcement to go out and round up people when they could be looking out for the murderers and the sexual abusers as well as the robbers. They want them to go and round people up on civil accusations.
And what has she been saying recently? Well, she's pushing this fake news narrative that also the hosts of The View have been pushing, and that is that Donald Trump is a new Joe Biden.
Seen as the world leaders that we historically have been, the world deserves better. It is time for Republicans to start calling him out and start questioning his mental acuity and whether or not he is equipped to serve mentally. We know when it comes down to his criminality, he is not qualified to serve, but this is just absolutely deplorable.
You cannot make this stuff up. Alex, is this who should be leading the Democrats?
Honestly, she should be leading the Democrats because she's going to lead them off a cliff, in my personal opinion. And I live here in Dallas, and I have an office in her district. And let me tell you something, Jasmine Crockett is a phony, baloney criminal defense attorney. And what do criminal defense attorneys do? They defend their clients even when they know they're guilty. So she's perfect for politics because she even knows what she's saying is a lie, but she'll still defend it because she's trained to do so. So Jasmine Crockett, a lot of her affect that she's put on since she's made it to Congress is different than when she was a Texas representative, where she acted a little more demure and a little more, dare I say, normal. Now that she's gotten to the, one of the most powerful positions, in Congress, she's kind of leaned into being a little more urban and being a little more gangster to get attention. And I'll be honest, it's working. But at the same time, she's a phony. She's a fraud. She's going to lead them right off a cliff. So if they want to anoint her or AOC as their leader, go ahead. They can have Tweedledee and Tweedledum. That'll make it a lot easier for the people that actually care about this country.
Yeah, good luck to them. Former FBI Director James Comey has called the Republican Party white supremacists while appearing on MSNBC. Let's listen to what he said.
Do you think there's one of the things that is happening now is that the Trump administration is, of course, testing the system in ways it hasn't been tested before. In the law enforcement sense, do you think there are laws that should be put in place that would help better manage this that aren't in place now? I mean, are we equipped? Is the law enforcement system and the legal system equipped to deal with what we're seeing now?
Probably there could be changes at the margins, but in the main, we have the tools. There are cultural impediments to doing this work. Let's say you work in the FBI. You know that one of the two political parties is, let me put it nicely, white supremacist adjacent at a minimum. And so why would you want to throw your career on that side of the line and be summoned to Capitol Hill to be asked, why are you pursuing these innocent groups? And so we have a cultural impediment to working it effectively that should get more attention than it does.
James Comey has previously accused Donald Trump of stirring racism, so these comments really come as no surprise. But they also come after James Comey posted a picture on Instagram, 8647, and then claimed he had no idea that that might imply a threat, with 86 generally understood to mean get rid of, and 47, of course, being a clear reference to Donald Trump, the 47th president. Why is MSNBC still giving James Comey airtime?
Because they like James Comey, even though it was him bringing up Hillary's emails that basically cost Hillary the 2016 election. But James Comey is a big bird-looking idiot. The guy has about 2 brain cells, considering that he was in charge of the FBI, but he's going to go around and say that he doesn't know what 8647 would even mean. That's ridiculous. He knows 87 would mean kick somebody out or take somebody out or even kill somebody if we're talking about it in, a more serious term. And he knows what 47 means with the president. So he's playing dumb. He's an idiot. He's got a book that nobody wants to buy or read. So, I hope that I run into James Comey one day and I can call him out for, being against the American people. And of course, it's always a white guy complaining about racism. Like anybody's ever been racist to him in his entire life. Maybe they're racist, towards him because he's too tall or something. He doesn't fit in a car, doesn't fit in an airplane seat. But other than that, he's never faced 1 ounce of racism. So give me a break, James Comey. It's just always the perpetual victim with these people.
Yeah, absolutely. Donald Trump has blasted Harvard University and criticised foreign countries for paying nothing towards the education of their citizens who attend these elite universities. Trump says that there are too many foreign students at Harvard and has announced plans to revoke the university's ability to enrol them. This is what Trump has had to say.
But they're 31%, but they refuse to tell us who the people are. We want to know who the people. Now, a lot of the foreign students we wouldn't have a problem with. I'm not going to have a problem with foreign students, but it shouldn't be 31%. It's too much because we have Americans that want to go there and to other places, and they can't go there.
This issue is causing controversy here in Australia. What's the reaction to it in the US?
Well, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous that we're even giving Harvard billions of dollars, because if you think about it, any student that get into Harvard can go to any other university, a public university, probably on a full ride scholarship. But somehow we're giving them billions of dollars. And Donald Trump on True Social said that he wants to reallocate those funds for trade schools. And I think that'd be great, because I'm in Texas and it's starting to get hot and my AC's acting up and we can barely get an HVAC guy to come out here and fix it. So we need more HVAC people and less Harvard snobs. So, I love it. I can't believe that we subsidize so much for Harvard. You would just think that they could be able to afford their own students, considering their endowment, I believe, is $50 billion. So it's ridiculous. I'm happy that we're not giving Harvard so much money. Forget about them basically being terrorist adjacent. I don't even care about that as much as I care about actually helping American taxpayers that need those resources more than the poor students at Harvard. Give me a break.
Alex Stein, host of Primetime with Alex Stein. Thank you so much for joining us on Power Hour. Great to talk to you.
Thank you.